Are you putting us on?
All right, we're live. Real estate investing development, and we're here with Lori. How do you say your last name?
Sabangan.
Sabangan?
Yes.
I like that. You got it. Lori Sabangan. I have a Sabijan. I had a Sabijan. Lori.
It's not Armenian.
How do you say it again?
Sabangan.
Sabangan. I want that last. Can I get your last name?
Sabangan.
Marshall Sabangan. We're getting ready on the other camera, so for just a quick minute.
Yeah.
Lori, we met back line dancing.
It
How
wasn't
many years
line
ago?
dancing. It was
No,
salsa.
salsa. Sorry, that was my new thing. Salsa dancing. We met like over 20 years ago. Reconnected. You've been in real estate also, right?
Yeah, for 8 years.
That's it? 8 years? Resell or both new?
It's
Money?
both.
So you've had some real estate
But now
experience.
I'm back.
Now you're back.
Yeah.
You're not selling. You're doing numbers.
I'm construction.
Construction management.
Yeah. Yes.
So you were telling me just a couple days ago that you wanted to be an entrepreneur, and you were
I
gonna.
do.
Can I talk about? Can I? Because
Well,
this is what I want to talk about.
We're
Investing
ready when
development.
you guys are.
We're going. We're okay.
Hold
So,
on, I gotta press record.
Press it. We'll do
I
it
will.
again. Ready?
Hold on.
Redo all that.
I didn't even know you guys started.
Get
You
my
got,
door,
the
go.
you
live.
got that one. You got that one, but this
Here
one.
you go.
That
Here we
one
go, hold
is-
on.
Tell me when. Tell me when.
Okay,
will,
you
I
have
will.
to start over again.
The
Go ahead. Start over.
I was
Red.
practice.
So, and then I'm gonna go if I. I'm pretty sure. I'm not
Production,
even
we got
gonna do.
production
I'm not even
issues.
gonna do an audio check. We're just gonna go straight into it.
Thank Jesus.
Okay.
Production issues.
But if it's silent, I'm gonna have
Giant
to
leap.
pause it.
Just leap into the ocean.
Three.
Like this. I'm just kidding.
3, 2, 1, and
Welcome. We're back at Real Estate Investing Development, The Rich Show, and we have an amazing guest, Lori Sabangan.
Thank you. You
Did I get
pronounced
that
that
right?
well. Good job.
Thank you. She just got in here. We're just chatting up for a minute, so we're going to fill you in real quick. We met salsa dancing over 20 years ago and then reconnected a couple times throughout the last 2 decades. And she's she's an amazing singer and an entrepreneur, businesswoman, real estate person, real estate tycoon, I should say. So we're just going to ask some questions and get it from a woman's perspective, because you always have my perspective. So maybe you can give me some questions if you want.
Okay.
Anything that you're thinking about as far as so 8 years of real estate, and you're currently working for a home builder.
Yes.
And you're thinking about taking the giant leap.
Yes.
What are you gonna do?
Leaving.
What are you gonna do?
Coaching, mentoring,
Mentorship. Who are you gonna mentor?
healing, holistically.
Because you've gone through a lot of things, I'm guessing.
I have gone through my healing journey. I'm actually gonna start my own little podcast
All right.
with my healing journey journal. That's basically what I'm calling it. It's Healing with Lorraine. And
Can you help me? Just kidding. I'm helping.
if you're open to it, yes, I can
Oh, you
guide
can do it.
to
You
your
can try.
healing.
You can
I can help you guide
Guide me
you.
to become a billionaire. That's my journey.
That's your
Billionaire,
journey.
yeah.
Okay, great.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that. I like that ambition.
Thank you. So, can we make it real? Can I ask you real hard questions? You're for sure giving a notice. You're gonna start entrepreneurship. What made you want to take this leap, this giant leap?
It's my calling.
Feel it in your heart.
I feel it in my heart. It's
You know
passion.
what? The one thing you have that most men don't have.
What is it?
There's 2 of them. Balls. No.
Balls.
People don't take the giant leap because they have no testicles. And my dad told me about a week ago, you're probably going to piss some people off the way you talk on Facebook. And it's not my intention, but if you get pissed off, maybe there's a reason. Maybe I hit a nerve. Maybe you need to question some things and ask. Like, why am I where I am? Like, what? Maybe take some self-reflection, because a lot of people out there hide behind their wives. I didn't know where this was going, but this is going to be good. You know, a lot of my clients, let me ask my wife. And yeah, a lot of it's an excuse, but I think a lot of it is real. Like, they have to get the okay from the wife. And now you got a wife going to be an entrepreneur. I mean, a woman going to be an entrepreneur. Just men, it's scientifically proven that men have gotten weaker and women have gotten stronger in a handshake. I don't remember the numbers, but it went from like 119% of a man down to like a 97, and a woman went from 80 to like 102 on a strength of an average. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's some things like testosterone in the water and all kinds of things, but at the end of the day, I truly believe that women are getting stronger than men, most of them. So it's sad. It's sad. You're supposed to be soft, gentle wildflowers.
We can multitask.
That is scientifically proven. I need women to run my business because they're better at multitasking. So I agree.
Yeah, we are.
We're all different.
Yeah. And I think women are like leading to become a great leader on a lot of things. Even in construction, we're rising in construction. We're actually getting good at it, even though it's a men's field. We're actually,
I believe women are better
our inputs in there, and
at
it's
doing more
effective.
paperwork, focus, I truly agree.
Right.
100%.
Right.
But I'm going to ask this question. And I recently asked a friend this. She actually gave me the answer I didn't think she was going to give me, which was the right answer. I'm going to ask you a question. This is going to hopefully get... Everything I say here is for personal developing reasons, okay? I love women, I love men, but I'm just 100. I tell the truth. That's what Mark and I were just talking about. The point of this podcast, people coming in here, is because you can't lie on camera. If you lie, eventually you'll see another video, and you can... That's what I love about Andrew Tate. A lot of people hate him. But if you watch all of his videos, there's been like one or two things he changed. He didn't believe in God, now he does. Okay. He drank, now he does. Like, you can follow him. You can see if you watch all these videos, you could catch him in a lie. So the question is this. If you're on a plane and pilot is no more and you have to pick without knowing anything about the person, there's a man and a woman, pick which one flies. They're not a pilot, just pick one to fly. Which one do you pick to fly an airplane? You have to choose. 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
It's a lot of time. It took me like 2 seconds.
Well, usually how many, like...
No, you don't know anything about either a male,
nothing.
female. You don't see them. You don't look at them. You just gotta pick who do you have fly your
I'm
plane.
gonna say male, the man.
And that's why you're on my show. And if you were wrong, I would have to kick you off. I'm just kidding. No, but here's the reason.
Okay.
It's because men are typically better under pressure. And a lot of women, a lot of haters are gonna talk some shit. It's okay. Typically, men handle pressure. Not always. And it might change. It might get to where I pick a woman. Eventually, there might be a time where I'm like, a woman.
Right.
Because men are so emotionally chaotic. I actually just had an 82-year-old man I was talking to. Extremely emotional. Guy's wealthy, no stress, working 4 hours a day, and just emotionally. If we, as men, I feel like, if we don't get control of our masculinity and our emotional control, two decisions I've ever made bad in life. And the reason we're talking about this have been emotional, but the reason we're talking about this is because real estate, selling, buying, the reason the market is not as good as it could be right now is because you got everybody at home holding their butt cheeks together, being scared. Fear, the number one word in the Bible.
Fear of what?
Fear of everything.
Okay.
Fear of the market crashing, fear of employment, fear of the present, fear of everything. The average person will buy a home when it feels great. And it's like, the price are going up $10,000. I know because I did it myself. Price are going up $10,000 a month. And I tried buying earlier, and then someone talked me out of a condo. So I ended up buying a year later. Cost me about $100,000, so I should have bought the condo. Home is better than a condo. If you can only afford a condo, you buy the condo.
Right.
So my point is, I bought at the peak of the market, and then the market went down. So investors buy when the market is like it is. People are scared. This is when investors are buying because they're logically thinking, if everybody's scared, I get a deal. And they look at the numbers, and you know by looking at numbers that the market is only going to get harder to buy. So that's why I
are we discussing that about investor mindset, or is that just in general purchasing a real estate
all of
property?
the above.
Because in purchasing a property, people buy property due to maybe their income or their family size or where they're at in life.
Yeah. Correct.
It's not just, this is what I'm gonna do.
I mean, one example that I have a family bought about 7 years ago. They wanted to buy another one. I explained to them how to do it. You sell your home, you put minimum down, you buy, your payment's gonna be higher, and then you take the 50, 60 grand and buy another one, put 50 grand in your bank.
Okay.
But what all they're worried about, and all most people are worried about, is the interest rates. But I just had a friend of mine selling real estate for 5 years. Air Force, very smart. I love him. You may get mad at me for this. It's okay. It's called our truth. I told him, you have $200,000 in your house. Why don't you sell it? He has a few. Why don't you sell it? Take that money. and buy 2 more. He goes, why would I do that? I go, he's a real estate agent selling homes.
Okay.
And this is, most agents don't know what they don't know because they don't have an investor mindset. And I think I didn't know I had an investor mindset, but I was so focused on getting freedom. I figured out, like, freedom is figuring out where logically what works best. So he told me I have a 2.9 interest rate, I have a $1,000 payment. Why would I sell my house? Okay. Everybody looks at the good rate and the payment. They don't look at, if I don't do it, what am I losing? So by not, if he did it my way, he'd be doubling his appreciation on his property. He would put $100 grand in his bank, because he's a real estate, spend it on marketing, and make more money. Maybe $100 grand, $200,000-$300,000 more with that money. And he looked at me like I was crazy. And I said, did the person you're working for tell you? Yeah, he told me. I don't think he told him, we didn't finish, so I don't think he told him about investing back in himself. He told him, sell your home and buy more. But I looked at it like, that's the best way to diversify.
Okay.
If you're in real estate and market, to leverage. So let's make this about you now. We're coming back to you. So
Okay.
I didn't mean to go sideways there, but this is what I mean as far as everything we talk about here is real estate investing development. So we got most of us mindset. So you're gonna be an entrepreneur. Have you ever worked for yourself before? Resell? Did you do resell, right?
Resell, that's kind of like working for yourself.
How many years did you resell for?
8 years.
Okay, that's long. I thought new homes. So just resell. That's a long time.
Yeah.
The average real estate agent only sells 3% of agents ever sell a house, and after 5 years they get out, and 1% stays. So that's what years were you working in?
It was in the early 2000s.
Okay, early 2000s. So
All the way to
before, all the way to the
2009.
end. All the way to the end.
Yeah, when the market crashed, practically. And then I went to nursing. I got a nursing degree.
Yeah. So
Did
you're a
that for a
nurse?
little bit.
Damn, girl.
I know, I've done everything. It runs in my family. And then I went back to...
You didn't like being a nurse?
I love being a nurse. It's I have my reasons. But I fell in love with funeral
Stay away from that.
arrangement. So I did funerals for 7 years.
Oh
And
my,
I,
no,
and I
that's
actually enjoyed that. And I thought it was very satisfying.
I mean, that's a good business to do. I hear funerals, guaranteed. People
He
die.
taught me a lot of lessons. He humbled me.
Death,
really.
like to anybody, like
Yes.
seeing it all the time.
Yeah, hearing families, their stories, their background, and like all the funeral rites, like different cultures and ethnic groups and how they bury their loved ones was very interesting to me.
Would you say that's part of your strength is going through all those things, like learning, seeing death?
It definitely, the funeral home taught me so much about myself and others and about life itself, and it called me to my healing, and I went in a healing journey for about 8 years now, or going on 9.
What'd you do? Tell us a few things like on your healing journey.
I'm very empathic. It runs in my family.
So you feel, you try to help, you're a server. Like,
I do
serve
have
love.
gifts. I can see things, I can feel things, I can predict the future, I can speak to your loved ones.
How old will I be
across-
when I'm a billionaire? I think 100 million by 50, billion by 60. That's a practical goal that I have now.
You have a practical goal. Okay, I'm sending you good vibes.
Thank you. But if you ever see my future, just let me know.
Okay, I haven't tapped into that. You didn't ask me.
I have to say
You
this
have
because
to ask
everybody's
me.
going to think I'm greedy, but it's not about the money. And we can get all into the money thing, money, energy, power, but it's about who you become on the road, on the journey. I could be broke. I could have stopped with $1 million and idled. But today, I'll bring this up. Today, I met this young lady, 20, and this 82-year-old man, and I overheard him talking about happiness, and he was apparently a retired professor, and he was saying that I believe that if we had free healthcare in the U.S., everybody would be happier. Mm-hmm. And I'm just thinking to myself, do we want everybody happier? Like, men aren't supposed to be happy, in my opinion. Happiness is good, okay, but happiness is for women and children.
So can I tell you something about happiness?
Please.
Happiness is a chemical reaction that you create for the moment in the time being. It's more finding peace within yourself.
That's good.
Is a lifetime goal.
Controlling peace, like being
Being at
equanimous
peace,
throughout.
being like not having to feel anything. It's peace. Not having to have worry in your brain. Not having to feel chaotic within your heart space.
I think those are good things, but
Peace.
controlling them. Like there's a time I wake up and I want to think about all my stuff in the morning. I want to figure it all out. And then after 5 or 7, I turn that off. And then I turn it off. I don't think about anything. And then in the morning though, I'm ready to go. But most people think about stuff when they're sleeping, and they don't self-management, I would say. Do you
That
agree
means
with
they're not peace. They're not
Correct.
at peace.
So you're right. So the peace is self-management. Managing yourself. There's a time that you need to worry about things.
Right.
Not necessarily worry, but think about things, which is going to cause, I got to pay that, do that, what my kids are going to call me. You got to
Exactly.
think, but you shouldn't let that control you.
You
So
should just let
make
it
peace.
go for the time being.
That's good. So what kind of, did you do any ceremonies, rituals, meditation? What did you do?
A lot of meditation of releasing the pain, trauma from my childhood. A lot of mental and emotional stagnant energy. We are an energetic being, and meditation is just releasing all of those emotions to the fullest. And hasn't been easy. It's healing is not beautiful. It's chaotic.
I remember when I got kicked out of my house, lost
It's
my
chaos.
kids for 8 months. I never got drunk once. And to me, that's a big deal.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Because I just suffered and I felt it. But I was already on this journey of leveling up, waking up at 2:34 in the morning, I was living my best life with my kids, working hard, giving 100% of Marshall and growing. Then when that happened, it was an opportunity to grow. And it was the hardest thing I've ever been through. But what I learned from it was that the pain is a good thing. You got to embrace pain. Most people cover up pain with
Sometimes-
everything. They're not happy. People aren't. That's why they drink, because they're not happy.
Right. So
Most
people
people.
use
Most people.
pain for a driving force, but a lot of times pain drains your energy, and so people wake up like crappy in the morning. They feel like not balanced. They just feel like
So they eat a
life
donut.
is just falling apart.
Eat a donut.
And you know
eat
what? When
energy.
I've worked on releasing my pain and all these emotions that
feeling
I've had,
it, feeling it
feeling
and
it
letting
fully to the fullest, and you
Yeah.
cry it out, you scream it out. I've never felt so liberated. I wake up in the morning refreshed, rejuvenated, nothing on my head. I'm at peace 90% of the day.
That's
That's
good.
it.
90%. That's good. That's what it should be.
90% of the day.
10% you're gonna have. There's gonna
Yeah.
things are coming at you. Yeah, in the chin.
Life
No,
is
no.
life, you know. You gotta have things happen.
I have 200 grand. I don't have 200 grand. That happened this
It's
morning.
fine,
Like,
and that's okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But like you just learn to roll with it.
Right.
But most people don't embrace the pain. They don't even think about it. If you taught, I know this. I know how to tell if somebody forgave somebody. Here's a little trick. If you think you forgave somebody,
Mm-hmm.
imagine yourself going and hugging them. Whoever it is, someone molested you, somebody, broke your heart, whatever it is, killed your kid, like whatever. Like there's some hard shit we got to deal with. Hug them, forgive them. Like if you can't do that, you didn't really forgive them. Forgiveness is freeing yourself. We all know this.
Right.
It's like unforgiveness is drinking poison and hoping the other person dies. But so many people out there haven't been given. We didn't grow up with teaching us how to control your mind and what to read and learn.
Of course.
It was go get a job. And so when I meet people, I actually was at a quick little DMV thing today. So a lady was in there, like 80 years old. She's like, I paid $10 for this for my birth certificate 8 years ago, and now it's $110. That's inflation, sweetheart.
Okay.
It's horrible. But my point is, I brought up to these other two ladies in there, and all three of them, and I was like, anybody know what fractional banking is? I bring this up because people don't know what they don't know, and if you don't, money is the number one thing you have to figure out besides yourself. Figure out peace, and then money. People think money will buy you peace.
Mm-hmm.
It does until it's gone again, or until if you have a lot of money and you save it, you always feel like you're still loving money. You have to actually get rid of your money and keep it produce and grow. That's why.
So from what I've learned through my healing journey, I'm actually studying manifestations. In order to manifest things, it's like a lot of millionaires and billionaires have, where they're at is because they were aligned to a higher power, a higher being, that this is all what they're driven to do, to create this, space of creativity of like bringing in money.
So you've seen The Secret, right? I agree with you. The Secret.
No, I have not.
What you think about, you bring about. It's a whole
No, I
video.
have
If you haven't
not.
seen it, go watch
I actually
it. The
not
Secret.
seen it.
Secret. So I listened to this like 25 years ago. The first
Really?
time I heard it,
Okay.
First time I heard it, so I've been on this journey for a while. The first time I heard it, it says test it. So what you think about, you bring about. So it said think about somebody you haven't seen in years, decades. So I did. Within a week, somebody ran into me that I'd never seen, barely remembered from high school. Said, hey, I ran into your ex. Da, da, da. And ever since then, I knew it worked. So whenever I do my best to say nothing negative and focus on everything I want, how would I feel if I had $1 billion in my bank, in my
Visual,
friends?
yeah.
Like, because money is your network, it's everything. You don't want all your money in your bank. If I had $1 million, it'd be spread out with some people. And that's how you find out who is really loyal anyways.
Right.
You won't know your friends are loyal until you give them $1 million. So hold on to that for me. I need it back in 6 years.
Everybody's actually not your friend. So I've
Correct.
learned everybody's your acquaintances.
Ooh, yeah, people say how many friends you have.
I tell people that all the time.
So
but
sad.
even though I do have like so-called best friends that I name, it's just, I like to play around.
you know, and it's
life is funny, I like to play around with words.
that's really good. Life's a play of words is whatever. That's good.
Yeah.
You're wise. This is why you're here, because I knew when we were connecting and you were talking about entrepreneurship, I was like, I gotta get you on here. So, what is it that, and we can come back to some of this. There's a lot we just spoke on.
Of course.
But what is your goal? Do you have a goal? We can talk about goals because I don't think we should.
Well,
have
my
goals.
goal is really just to spread inspiration to others, to promote healing and to want to heal, because a lot of the times, a lot of people don't want to heal.
I was just gonna. I spread the words out. I was like, do you know people don't want to? Like,
No, they
it's
don't.
the hardest thing. They don't.
It's not. It is
For
the
them.
hardest thing.
You know
but
why? Do you know why it
it's
is?
a gift
Do you know why?
give to yourself.
Why don't they want to heal?
Because it's scary. It's painful. They have to relive the experiences they don't want to relive again. And some of them
I agree with you. I
and
agree
some
with you.
of them are, a lot of them are traumatized, and they just don't want to relive it again. People want to run away. It's what we're designed. Our ego is meant to run away. That's it.
I got two stories to get to now. So there's
it.
a story of a bull and a horse. I'm sure you guys heard it. I'm probably saying it wrong, but there's a storm coming. The
Okay.
bull runs into the storm, and it's a cow, and the cow runs away from it.
All right.
I've been a cow a couple times, and I've not ran from many things in my life, bullies, anything. I don't run.
Mm-hmm.
Basic, straight on. I've ran a couple of times. Actually, one time I ran away one time, but it was, in my opinion, it wasn't because I was scared. Actually, it was harder to run away than it was to go through it.
Okay.
But it was on pure principles. So I don't regret it. I learned now, if something hard happens, no matter what it is, grow or go through it.
You have to go through it.
So I met this
Not
lady.
grow, you go through it.
I know, grow through it. That's yeah.
You go through it.
I agree. I met this lady. We'll hopefully have her here a couple days ago, and she's told me her dad owned a Pokeball, and her wife, her mom left, and he would never have opened up two of them. Like, and I'm like, man, that's the best thing to do. If you're going through something hard, just level up and grow and get better. Don't go the other way. Anyways. So, do you know which route you're going to go? Are you going to do YouTube, podcast? What are you going to do? How are you going to create money? Or do you don't need money? What's your goal?
Well, my goal is just pretty much promoting my narrative through my social media platforms, and then hopefully maybe write a book one day and see where it grows. I haven't really sat down to put a timeline on these things. I'm kind of just trying to figure things out at the moment.
Speaking of timelines, I love it. We're going to
Yeah.
get back to that. But speaking of timelines, 2018, you're talking about manifesting. So I was making 200 to 250 a year in 2018. And I wrote down, because I'm listening to, what's his name? So many, Tony Robbins and all these, John, what's his name? Ron, anyways, you know who I'm talking about if you're out there on this same journey. The main guy, Jim Rohn. There you go, Jim Rohn. So, and they said, whatever your goal is, double it. So I wrote down $500,000.
Okay.
My garage wall, my gym. Had a little kid, busy, work, didn't know how I was going to do it. But years before that, I wanted to learn how to buy homes creatively, and I had books, and I just never really read them. And that year, I ended up helping 8 people that wanted to get their license. They all made $100,000 plus. I ended up not making any money when I looked at it 2 years later. Like I didn't make it. It was just but I did buy 8 homes that year. But by buying 8 homes and selling over 50 homes, I ended up making like 600 plus that year. And I had but the one thing it was is my belief. Every day how would it feel and then life happened and oh man, just ups and downs through that. But what I learned is goals are great to have. I don't put time frames on them anymore. Even though I just told you 100 million by 50 is 9 years. So that's a pretty good, but I typically don't because the universe, if you've looked at this, you have to feel the abundance. So don't chase it, you feel it, you serve. Because when you serve, it's like in the Bible with the story of the coins, the man who didn't put the coin to work, he lost it. Mm-hmm. And I've lived that once. I've lived it. I ordered it and oh God. So and then I said to God, I'll give you everything I have. Whatever happens, but I'll give you 100%. And from that day on, I've made it 2.5 more years after losing $1 million of my dollars. But all my investors have been protected and safe, and I've just climbed out. Versus Dave Ramsey, which tells everybody to pay everything off. He ended up filing bankruptcy, and now he tells people to pay stuff off. But paying stuff off will keep you poor. And we talk about that later. But anyways, point is mindset.
Right. Okay.
Anything to add to that?
No, I mean, you pretty much covered a lot of those things.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Ask me a question.
It might get you uncomfortable.
Go ahead.
What's the most amount of money you ever made in 1 year?
In real estate or
Ever
in my life? 120.
Ooh, that's good. Okay, so this is what I want to tell. This is what I believe for you, is that you should double it. Make it 250.
Okay.
And just write it on your bathroom wall.
All right.
Everywhere, 252. You have to get comfortable with it. Because people don't get things because they always worry about the things that could go wrong and they go wrong. So you got to worry about what if it could go right? What if you had 250? How would it feel? What if you worked your own schedule? 250 came. It's real easy. You take 250, you divide it by $1,000, a month, and how many clients do you need? Once you say that number, whatever number you think about is what you will bring. So my number is $1 million a year.
Okay.
That's my new number. That's just the one. Then it'll be 10. Then it'll be 100.
I think we like that $1 million.
You like that? You don't, not 250. You only hit 250. You do the 250, and then once you hit the 250, then you write the million.
Okay.
You can jump up there. I did 2, 5, 1. You're gonna do 2 to 1.
Got it. All right.
But you can do 1. I'm not. Put $1 million. Do $1 million. We'll do it together.
All right.
Well, we should have monthly updates.
Okay. Perfect.
You want to monthly? Because weekly is hard to say.
Right.
Monthly.
Well, that's fine. We can do that.
And we'll see where you go. See how it goes.
All right.
Maybe we can work together.
Sounds
do some
good.
things.
All
That's
right.
what I told you. Are you ready to wrap this up, or you want to keep going?
It's up to you.
I got so many more things to.
Well, what do you want to talk about?
Mark, you have any questions?
Ask me. Ask away.
So, what do you think the secret to happiness is? And should we be happy?
The secret to happiness is living by the moment.
That's good.
And everybody deserves to be happy. We all deserve
I
abundance.
disagree with you.
No, everybody deserves.
I disagree with you. And we're going to talk about Shana, who didn't come on today. I got to throw him in here.
Yes, I understand. I understand where you're coming from, where you feel like not everybody deserves it. I completely understand that logic, but to me, all of the beings in this universe,
I think everybody deserves.
We all are good beings.
I think
we're just traumatized.
Being alive is happy enough. People should be grateful for being alive.
Traumatized society.
No, it isn't. See, that's everybody. It's
a lot of people are not guided.
It's the easiest society we've ever lived in. We have the weakest amount of men we've ever had in society. So
that's true. I agree.
Good times make weak men. 100%.
Men
I wasn't
don't know
trained.
how to lead anymore.
100%.
Yeah.
We look for validation in women. We did. I did. Not anymore.
Yeah.
I learned the hard way. $1 million.
So
good
now
lesson.
women are leading the way.
They're not all. There's a 1% out there that are learning shit and those are the ones that typically women can't tie down because they learn. And that's what we'll say that for another conversation.
We just don't care anymore. I think we're just fed up. That's what those women are. I'm like that close to. I'm just kind of like fed up. So I just, you know what? If a man can't lead, I'm just gonna like fizzle out.
Men can't lead. You're right. Fizzle out. Don't fizzle out.
Fizzle out. That's it.
Don't fizzle out. I truly believe the better we become as humans, the better we attract.
That's true. I
energy.
agree.
So you just keep working on you. That's how it works, and
I
then you
agree.
just attract
I
what
agree.
you are.
Yeah.
So if you're mad about somebody leaving you, taking your kids, and wiping out your bank account, it was your fault. Take accountability. Because once you do that, I believe me, hard lesson.
Yes.
I'm the one who picked that person. So everybody, we need self-accountability.
Yes.
Happiness is a luxury. Women and children are allowed to be happy all the time. They should be.
Everybody.
They know. They
I'm
should.
sorry,
I don't. I disagree.
everybody.
Andrew
Yes,
Tate and
everybody.
I, we agree. He's the one person that probably agrees 97%. No, men are meant to struggle, because when you struggle, you grow.
Okay.
If you stop struggling, you become weak. Strong men make happy times. Weak men make weak.
And what do you think
times.
about women?
I think women are amazing, very emotional. I think men, I don't even know, I should take that. I think men, I don't even know who has more emotions now.
That's why I encourage all women to take the healing journey so we can manage our emotions better.
I've heard some stories of
Right?
friends that.
Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay.
I've heard some friends that went and did ayahuasca, married. Multiple couples have done this.
Okay.
And a lot of people. And they saved their marriage. And they say, I think if you're not growing together, you're going to grow apart. And you need, before you connect with anybody, you need to really ask yourself, what do I want? And sometimes you don't know what you want until you go through some shit. So at the end of the day, the more you date, I would say for young men out there, focus on your money and wait to dating as long as possible, but don't rush it. I screwed up. I rushed it.
I think men should not date if they're broke.
100%.
You have to be stable to date.
100%.
100% stable. If you're not stable and you're not happy where you're at, stay where you're at.
Keep grinding. But they're looking for a female to make them feel good. And do you think men and women should live together?
In what terms?
No, like if they're married.
Like
you think
in
you would
marriage?
want to marry a guy and live together?
Yeah, I've seen it work. My girlfriend in Vegas.
Oh yeah, I know. You've
she's
seen it work
married.
50% of the time.
Listen,
44.
she's married very happily for 5 years. They've
That's
been
good.
together for 10 years, but they sleep in a different room.
I know a lot of people, and that's that. I know
And
a lot of
actually
people.
like that idea, and it keeps their marriage stronger and exciting.
You know what? I actually
and from not having to be bored.
I heard statistics recently. If couples don't go to bed at the same time,
Mhm.
they won't last. I recently heard this. But I do know a lot of people, and I also heard that men that travel a lot, those relationships last a lot longer. Because women
they
fall in
travel a
love
lot, too.
with time apart,
So they
and men fall in love with time together.
So
You
they
know?
travel a lot and they sleep in a separate bedrooms, and they schedule when they have intimacy in their home
They schedule it.
and where in their home. they're
Well, yeah,
gonna
you
do
schedule
it.
everything else. I agree.
I
with
love that.
I agree with that.
I love.
You schedule. You
I
don't
love
schedule it, it ain't
everything.
happening. So you schedule it. That's a good.
Yeah, because it's busy.
That's why-
She's busy. I mean, they have two different.
That's why romance. You
It's
married, you
great.
end up not having because you're not having sex because, and now we're getting on another great subject, but it's because they just get lackadaisical
Actually, they're actually having a lot more
because they schedule it.
moments. But yes, because they're scheduling every week.
Makes
They're-
sense.
I mean,
One of
they
my therapists a
sleep
long time ago,
separately.
marriage therapist, said if you're having an argument, I don't know if you ever tried this, but if you're having an argument,
Mhm.
get naked.
Yeah, I've tried that.
Does it work for you? Because it worked for me. a
I
couple
mean,
times,
it does.
but
Yeah, it does work.
It's really hard to fight
Oh,
when you're both naked.
Yeah,
Let's just change the
yeah.
subject.
I'm like, okay, I forgive you.
That's good.
That was great. I forgive you.
So, if somebody wanted to find you and connect with you, where do they connect at?
I need someone that knows how to lead.
We're gonna get that
A
set.
leader
Okay,
that
we
can
set that up
create
for you.
stability in my life. That's not chaotic and controlling.
Oh, you asked for a date? I was talking about for your coaching. She's asking for a date. Okay.
What are you talking about?
I was talking about for your coaching. They
My
wanted to
coaching.
find- It's okay, either
You
way.
didn't be specific.
Looking for a date or coaching, she's available.
There you go.
Here's Rose here. That's great. All right, so there's a couple more things.
All right.
I want your opinion,
All right.
female's opinion,
Okay.
because I got a guy's opinion. Selling homes right now. Teaching. The last 8 years I've been teaching people how to leverage and pull money out
All right.
and invest. Have you ever done that?
No, I kind of did, and I went sour.
How? Explain.
I had 2 homes, and then
What
I
happened?
had to let it go.
Why? Because of the rate, the market, and all the. Timing.
the timing,
Yeah.
and then I had 2 mortgages, and my tenant from my rental home left, and I was left with a $5,000 mortgage payment, and that's when the real estate market was plummeting, like,
Yeah.
you know.
I think 80% of people went
So
up.
that's what happened.
I had a property, the first home I bought went up 10 grand a month, so I moved in, and then it went down 10 grand a month.
Yeah.
In 07, 08, whatever that was, 6, 7, 8, whatever, 8. So I did the math, and I was like, it's gonna take me 20 years to get, because I was negative 600 a month. It was gonna take me 20 years to get that money back, and I was 100% right,
Okay.
just off 6% appreciation. So I did the math. It was a logical decision. I didn't need to walk away from it, but I did. A lot of people didn't walk away from it. They kept it, and it took them 20 years. I'm not that patient, so I ended up buying another one to do that. But would you ever do it again?
Of course.
No, my gosh, give me a high five.
Why not?
This is the difference between you and most
My
people
goal
and
is
men
to-
out there,
My
because they
goal
get
is to
burned once and they
own-
don't.
My goal is to own 9 properties by the time I pass away.
Easy peasy. I did 8 by 38.
I already
No,
have
15.
a thing planned out in my
I have
head.
15 by 38. It's easy.
I just want 9.
That's easy. That's what you said now. And then you can. I know. I should have stopped at 10.
No, I just want to do 9. That's it.
Why
That's
9?
it. I just like that number, and I just
It's a good number.
I feel it. I feel like that's what's gonna happen.
Can
in the
we
future.
dive more into that? Because this is what I really enjoy. Can we dive into that?
Well, that's kind of more like predicting my future. You want
Yeah.
to? You want to
Let's
go?
predict it. I'm gonna show you.
Okay,
Yeah. Well,
let's
you want
go
to predict
ahead.
my future. I'm gonna predict yours. Because that's what I do. I have a crystal ball. I
Okay.
know the market. I know where it's going. I know where it's. The only thing I didn't know.
So I don't even care about the
Race go
market at
for
this point.
No, I know. You just know you're gonna buy 8.
Like I'm
Well, how do you do it?
I'm gonna own these properties because I'm gonna have businesses at these little cities that I'm gonna own the properties.
So you're gonna run businesses out of that, not
Yeah.
houses.
These are gonna be homes.
Okay. What kind of business?
Well, I'm gonna have my little restaurant business, maybe.
Tell me about it.
Right. And
By the way, I'm
maybe
going. If you want to
Sullivan.
go with me, I'm going tomorrow to show a restaurant.
Where you going?
And I was thinking about you for singing at the
Okay.
old. What's it called?
Starving Artist Bistro.
Starving Artist Bistro.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Somebody
heard
knows
about
I'm
that,
buy-
so my-
somebody knows me buying it. And I was
So-
thinking about
so
you for
my
singing.
my friend was actually is assisting somebody with the whole project of about the business itself.
What, selling it?
Yeah, he's in commercial property.
Oh, he's the one. Wait, is he
He's
the
like
one
a-
selling it?
No,
I
he's
just
not.
talked to him.
He's not the one that's selling it.
What's his name? Never mind. We'll talk later. All right.
We'll
so
talk
going
later.
back. So going back. So how long have you owned a home for?
My home, 20 years.
Okay. This is for everybody out there that I talk to all the time. I'm going to send this video to you. And listen, because I don't even know what she's going to say. But hear it from her, not me. Because you guys hear it from me all the time. So I'm going to ask you. So you've had a property for 20 years.
Yeah, not
So-
letting it go.
Amazing. Do you have equity in there?
A lot of equity.
Okay.
It's almost paid off.
Okay. So do you want to know what the best move for you to do is? Or what do you think the best move for you to do is right now with that property?
I am gonna renovate the place, and then I'm gonna have it rented, and eventually I am gonna purchase another home.
Are you going to keep the equity all tied up in the house?
Yes.
Why?
Why? When I can create another venture where I can invest that venture into purchasing another property.
So you are going to pull it out and buy something else?
I'm not gonna pull anything from that
You're
property.
not going to pull anything from it?
No.
Okay, I'm going to say something that's going to hurt your feelings. You ready?
I know you're gonna say something.
This
That's
is
why
what-
I didn't want to talk about this.
This is where you didn't? Because we
No,
don't
I
have
already
to.
know where you're going.
We didn't have to.
I
So why do you know
should-
where I'm going?
Go ahead. Just go ahead. Just
Well,
say it.
I want everybody to
ahead.
hear this live
Go ahead.
because I talk to people about this till I'm blue in the damn.
Go ahead.
And I was thinking honestly that you would be having the same mindset.
I want to
but-
be debt free on one of the homes.
Okay. Let me go.
I do.
Okay. Why? And let me ask why.
So you're all about leveraging, taking
I'm
money
all
and then
about
flipping it.
efficient. No. I'm all about
get it.
maxing out. No. Energy, money. So I've been learning, and this is why. But you've been in real estate, so you should know
Right,
this.
I
You should know this.
understand.
If you have $500,000 in a house paid off,
Right.
and you're collecting $4,000 a month, that's amazing. $4,000 a month. But what happens if the rates go up to 12%, 16? Because I've done it in the 80s. I went up to 16 overnight.
Okay.
And that could happen. If we had a different president, rates would have gone up to 10% and market would have crashed. I truly believe that.
My
so-
rate is fixed.
Thank God. No, but that doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So if you pay off a home
Mm-hmm.
and the rates go up to 15 and your house goes from 500 to 250, are you happy or mad?
I'm not going to be happy about that.
Okay. That's what happens to people. This happens all the time. People
Yeah.
keep their equity in their house. Happened to my father. I told him, pull your 200 out, I'll give you $4,000 a month. He didn't, because it was just fear. He loves me, trust me, but it's fear. He didn't out of fear. It feels safer having things paid off, and it's not. 100%, I need you to hear that. It's not safer to have them paid off. Now, it could be riskier if you're a 10 on extreme risk averse, like you are a risky person, you gamble, you do. Then yeah, probably don't pull your cash out. Because I actually just had a client lost $600,000. I told him to invest with me 5 years ago. He ended up gambling and losing $600,000, and now he's $90,000 in debt. So you have to know who you are. Are you a risk taker? And again, on a scale of 1 to 10,
I'm not a gambler. That's why.
I
like stability.
But you are gambling. You are gambling with the government controls the interest rates.
Right.
So you're gambling with them deciding what happens with your house. I'm gonna make it short, simple, to the point. I've been saying this millions of times. By pulling out $500,000 instead of having a $500,000 asset, you leverage and you buy. Let's just say a $3 million. I'm not doing numbers right now. So say a $3 million property.
Okay.
And you put down, it'd be $600,000. So let's do a $2 million property, 900 numbers. It'd be $400,000.
Right.
Put $100,000 in your bank. So you just pay. So you want to quit your job, right? This is how you do it. But it seems scary. It seems risky because you're betting on you. But if you get a coach, someone that's done these things that can show you in a track record, you can leverage your property. It's safer than keeping it paid off. Because if your renter doesn't pay, you don't get no paid. You get no money. I've had clients for decades buying. They're all older clients typically. They're buying homes cash, buying them. I teach them leverage, and hell, it just feels scary. It feels safer. Dave Ramsey is able to sell himself because it's easier to get people to pay shit off because it's easier. It feels safer, but it's not. Because if rates go up, your value goes down. Also, you have no tax benefits. Rich people leverage, most rich people, so some of them pay shit off, but most rich people leverage everything. And somebody told me, a doctor I'm working right now, she's got things paid off, trying to buy a home, $400,000 cash. I am great at selling. First-time home buyers is hard enough, selling to first-time home buyers. I've been doing 2,000 homes sold. I'm great. Getting people to pull their money and buy more properties is the hardest thing I've ever done, and I don't understand because it's the simplest, logical, numbers don't lie. If you take, I'll give you a quick example. You have a $500,000 house in 10 years, it goes up 7% a year.
Okay.
So you're making how much? 500,000, 750, 43,000, some 40-some thousand a year. So you're making about, we'll call it $400,000 in 10 years, in a decade.
Okay.
Your house will almost double. You'll make $400K. Wouldn't it be better to buy, let's just say 5 houses and put some money in your bank? Those 5 houses are all $500,000. Now you have 2.5. That's going to be worth another $2 million. So I just showed you to go from $400 to $2 million. Simple. That's it. The only thing everybody says, and I'm going to spit it all over this mic here, is what if they don't pay? What if they look? People look for everything to go wrong because they're scared. You should know what could go wrong, and then you should have a plan. If this goes wrong, all you have to do is have 6 months of your mortgage saved for every property you own. But if you have a triplex or whatever, so that's it. So I can show you right now. This is, you say you don't want to hear it. This is the one thing that's the most important thing, because this can retire you, and this is what I try to teach people every day. This will retire you, and you can do what you want to do tomorrow. Sell your house, buy a primary, invest the rest, keep some.
Okay.
And did you say okay?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Do I need to write it down, show it to you?
No, I get it.
I've got guys
10,
60 years old. 10 years I've been telling them this shit. 10 years, you know who you are. I love you. You know who you are. Hundreds of people that
They're
you
traditional.
But you just said, and now I'm going to hold you to it on camera, and I'm going to bring all of them in here.
Go ahead.
I'm going to bring all of them in here, and I'm going to tell them the same thing, and I'm going to get it on camera, because they all tell me, yeah. So one guy's been doing his taxes for 3 years. You know who you are. It's just, you're retired, you're done. Like, you can do what you want to do versus struggling. You got to use what you have and make the best. And it's riskier keeping it paid off, I promise you. That's, and mic drop. But I'm glad you get it, though.
I get it.
It makes sense.
So you,
But it feels better
Right.
to pay it. It feels better
it
having
just
that.
feels better not having to stress.
Not when they don't pay you though. I mean,
Not having to
you know, if they don't pay you, you sell it. You can't. I mean, but it's just there's so many more things. Your family, your kids, the legacy, the money, the school, your grandkids. You could put it like doing the right move has so much. Not just about you. You have to be strong enough.
But is that right move for everybody?
Everybody. It is. Numbers do not lie. There is no better way to do it than I just explained to you on numbers.
But those
you
people
can do it however
need
you
to
want.
learn how to manage their properties. If
They need
you
to learn
don't,
how to manage
then
their
what
damn
happens
mindset.
then?
They need to learn how to
Exactly.
manage mindset.
Well,
Well,
that's another thing.
that's why we're here.
Exactly.
That's why we're going to talk about this because you just said it though. But you're talking about your mindset and you understand this and you just said it makes sense and you're a strong woman, independent strong woman. You see how you just retired. You have $500,000 sitting there. You got to put it to work so you don't have to work so you can do the things you really want to do, which is teaching, helping, and growing your business. You can put some of that in your. Does that make?
It makes
I'm,
sense.
I'm not trying to sell homes. I'm
But-
trying to save lives.
Right, but if only if
I've
hard
over leveraged
space,
twice. So yes.
if they want to do that, right? If they want to
No,
deal with
I
that.
disagree. I think everybody should grow and do it. Everybody.
Everybody.
If they don't, it's because they're not growing. I think everybody should do it. I think you should get a coach that has done it multiple times. The biggest thing, having a coach, I should have had a coach decades before.
Okay.
If I would have had a coach, I had nobody in my life that did anything that I've done. I did more than anybody I know at the age of 19, 20 years old. So I was reading, there was no YouTube, but I look back and analyze it. If I would have had someone like me, I could, and I can do that for so many more people and save so much stress. So it's not about the money, it's about helping people get free as soon and fast possible. Now, a lot of people, the more stubborn you are, the harder headed you are, you gotta learn hard lessons. And I was egotistical. A coach told me get an assistant. I was like, no, I'll do it on my own. I don't want to make mistakes. Everybody tells me the same thing now.
Right.
But I get it. I understand why.
So do you
I had to
understand
do
where my fear is coming from?
Oh, I under.
Because I did that,
And
right? And
but-
it didn't work out for me because
Understand.
of
Timing.
my job and
Timing.
the real estate market, being a realtor. So
Okay.
I lost one home out of
Correct.
those two
I
houses.
see it all the time. Yes. But the way it's different, I see it all the time.
Okay.
I have a lady, I need to call, she's going to get this video. I have so many people. It's like same thing. They had a renter, didn't, and now they.
Exactly.
So I 100% get it. But all it is fear. You can't, the times are different now.
Right.
When you did it, I can get into it and really dissect it to see the difference. So, okay, well, let's do it.
Okay.
So when you had a home, how much do you remember? Like, was there equity? What did you how much did you put down? I need to know all the details. Did you have money saved up?
No, I didn't.
There you go. Ding, ding, ding. So this was my $1 million mistake.
Okay.
I didn't know home prices could go up, rates could go up 4% overnight. Didn't know. No one ever told me that. It's always 0.5% in 6 months up or down. In the 80s, it went up 16 or something.
Okay.
So I learned $1 million lesson. I bought out of state. You shouldn't buy out of state. Another $1 million lesson. You shouldn't buy out of state unless you're buying 50 doors or more. So when never buy. If I did those two things differently, I would have bought a beach house in Pismo, and I would have bought a house in Flagstaff for my parents. Would have fixed those up. It would have been great. But I bought 7 in Missouri. Rates went up. Cheap little homes. And point of this story is I had $300,000 in the bank. I borrowed $1 million. I bought 7 homes $1 million. I was swinging all the payments. I only had $100,000 left. I was swinging all the payments. Renters stopped paying over here because all this other stuff started going on. I had a storm. This is why it's easier to tell people to pay stuff off, because of the storm. I'm a 1% kind of person. I was selling 50, 60 homes a year, 2,000. I'm not the average person. For average people that pay off a home, not saying you're not average. Average 40-year-olds don't pay,
Right.
I'm guessing, but not throwing out your age, but anyways.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm distracting myself. So basically, an average person is 65 years old with a house paid off. They're above average. So for someone to have a house paid, my point is, you're doing amazing, but you gotta analyze it correctly. What did you do wrong? This is what I did with my marriage, with everything. Where was the mistake? Because if you learn from it, you earn from it. The $1 million I lost is gonna make me a millionaire. So it doesn't matter, because I learned so much from losing that $1 million, because I analyzed everything. And then I hear things, I'm like, oh shit, I wish I would have known that. But sometimes you hear things and they don't register because you're not ready for them.
Okay.
You don't know what you don't know until you're in the show sometimes.
Right.
So going back, so you didn't have any savings. So if you had 6 months of savings, would you be able to probably keep that house?
Of course.
So not throwing rocks at you, but so just analyze it. So keep 6 months for every home you have.
Okay.
Safest thing.
All right.
I had 300. Go back to my story. I spent 2 on the property. I had 100 left. If I would have had an extra $100,000, I would not have lost $1 million. If you do the math, 300. This is a rule I live by now.
Okay.
This is a rule everybody should live by this. I heard this when I was selling and coaching. All the money you make. If you make $100,000 a year, you should live off 30, taxes 30, and save and invest the rest.
Okay.
Or if you don't pay taxes, because I don't pay taxes anymore, and you won't pay taxes anymore if you do this, because you'll have enough appreciations. You have a house most paid, you know tax benefits.
Right.
You need tax benefits, and doctors and lawyers and all these. No one's doing this. I actually talked to a doctor the other day, sold him a home, and he was like, "Yes, he has a house paid off, 300 grand." I'm like, "You need tax deductions. Go sell it and buy." He has one in Florida. Buy him another one. Go. So there's a lot of benefits. Every home you own, you can write off 30 grand a year. So if you're making 200 grand a year, which you're going to make next year, you need tax write-off, so you don't pay a lot of taxes. So it's understanding the game we're playing, and we were never trained. We were trained to get a job, pay off your house.
Right.
Now, paying off your house makes sense when back in the recession, the depression days, if you didn't, the rates were 16%, so that makes sense. But if the rates are, you could borrow free money. So by pulling all your money out of this and put it into work, that's free money because it's going to appreciate more than what your interest payment is.
Okay.
So I just retired. Go quit your job tomorrow, and then we'll get you on here weekly, and you'll inspire you about how they should do it. I swear to God, I'll pay you to tell people the true story, because how many lives can we change if people actually are willing? But this is what's different from you and most of the viewers out there, which I love you all. She worked on her mindset and went through some hard shit for 8 years in her adulthood and grew. That's where you can hear this and you know what to do. Versus most people's subconscious mind will fight for the reason why they're so scared. They know I'm right, but they talk themselves into being right with there because they'd rather stay in the comfort of the shit that they're used to than going into something that's scary.
Right.
Crazy.
People love
passionate.
comfort.
Love it. Love comfort.
Love comfort.
Oh my.
I love comfort too, but
I don't.
sometimes it's okay to add chaos in your life.
Comfort is a slow death.
And push-
Comfort is
and
great
push yourself.
once a month. I take a day off every month. It's great.
Yeah.
I love it. Go to the beach. Oh,
Right.
once a month. People do that. Would do that every day if they could.
I
Nah,
wish I
until
could
they
do
got
that every
bored.
day.
No, you don't. You'd get bored.
do.
You'd get bored. You
That's
could.
true.
You know
I
what?
do get
Hold on,
bored. I
Mark.
will
You heard
get
it.
bored.
You heard it.
I will get
You
bored.
heard it.
You're right.
You,
I
we're,
will get bored.
we're going to follow you the next month and see if you follow through with this. This is why we need to do this. We're going to follow.
It's
Listen.
in the court.
Hey, look, she could go lay on the beach doing talks how you got financially free and help people do it. And then that's how. Then you sell them your course on teaching them the mindset and energy.
Yes, I'm working on that.
No.
Actually.
But you're done. I just retired you. You go to the beach. We'll get you a house in Mexico. I want to visit you.
I don't want Mexico.
What do you want? Philippines?
Actually, I want to go Bass Lake.
Hey.
I want to own
my-
a $5 million
wait.
cabin on
No,
Bass Lake on the
no.
water.
No, listen. I just took my clients to this one in Shaver.
It's-
Are you good with Shaver? Shaver's even better. Trying to peek. Please.
No,
I want to rent the cabin from you.
No,
There's a
Bass Lake
house.
is my heart. I was just at Bass Lake this weekend.
Let's get you one of both.
I have friends that have $5 million
There's-
cabins on Bass Lake,
there's
and I'm
a-
in love with it.
There's a place in Shaver. It's like, how much is it? 600,000. It's a great deal.
I love Bass Lake. It's
600.
more fun. Shaver is boring.
Can I show you this house, Elise? But then Bass
You
is
know
amazing.
what?
I love Bass. It's right.
I'm pretty sure
Where
the
did you get
home
one
is
from?
beautiful because I did check that
Bass
out
Lake.
at Shaver Lake.
You already know.
They seen the $25 million. They were selling the $25 million home cabin on the lake at Shaver.
25 million, Dan?
$25 million they were asking.
No.
I'm
This isn't
okay.
25 million. This is
No,
600,000
I
for an amazing, beautiful home. My clients didn't buy it because of the insurance, and they wanted an Airbnb, and you can't Airbnb up there. It's like 15 homes
at
up
Bass
there.
Lake you can.
So you want, yeah. All right, Bass Lake.
Yeah, because they Airbnb
Trying
their
to
home
think.
for $25,000 a night,
So
and
Are
somebody
you-
actually.
are you ready to sell your home, buy your Bass Lake home, and start doing your? Because
Yeah,
I'm gonna guide
that's
you.
my goal. That's
No,
my
no,
goal.
it's done. If you just
5 million. I believe
5
it.
million? What? No.
I want a $5 million.
Oh, we gotta work our way up to that. We're gonna
Yes,
we're gonna work our way. Okay,
That's my goal.
that's amazing.
Fast Lake. That's it.
Well, can we do it
It's
together?
a fun community.
Can we have like what was it, Airbnb? Can we so we can share? I know we just.
I love Bass Lake. Period.
I'm all about like.
I'm all about the
I'm
lake.
a minimalist in a little bit.
I love the lake more than the beach itself.
Oh,
I'm starting to appreciate the lakes
really.
more. Yeah.
I love the ocean. Ocean's my
I
number
just
one.
don't want the sharks and the mammals that's swimming.
When was the
in
last time
the
you
only
seen
thing
a shark?
the only thing you worry about last year in Sao Padre Island in Texas when I went, there's a lot of shark activities there
In the ocean?
in the ocean, in
Oh,
the
I thought
Gulf
you were
of
lake.
America. Yes.
So you want a bass house. So this is your dream.
Yes. The worst things you can happen there is drowning or get a boating accident.
A boating accident?
You're never gonna have to worry about somebody
Just don't
eating
drink
you down
and
there.
drive.
That's
Somebody,
it.
there might be some Hannibals.
You know.
Cannibal, is it
But-
Cannibal? Cannibal Lecter? Hannibals?
Yeah,
Cannibals.
I love Bass Lake. That's
Lori,
it.
I'm gonna
That's
end
where
on that
my
note.
heart is.
I'm gonna end on that note because we're gonna be back here. We're gonna be back here. What do you want? 1 week or 2 weeks to get some action? Because the only thing holding you back is you.
It is. I agree.
So you
It
ready
is
to do
me.
this? You ready to go help 1 million people? I want to help 1 million people with you.
I do. I do.
I think we
I
should
want to scale
do it
it.
together.
My
Hey,
healing abilities.
I have a suggestion.
Go
Please.
ahead.
As she progresses, invite her to host your show so that she can then do what you're doing.
That's what I did. Yeah.
Switch
I
places.
want
Let's
to
do
do my
this.
podcast for
No,
my
she,
healing.
no, you could do it. No,
I
that's
want
what.
to do my podcast.
You know, they
for
were
my
healing people right now.
Yeah,
The number one cause of stress is money. One number cause of divorce is money.
it is. I
But it
agree.
really is mismanagement of their mind.
Mindset. You're right.
Everything.
I agree.
You could. I know people with millions of dollars paid off in homes, still doing jobs they don't like
My
because they're
parents-
afraid to make the right move.
My parents are divorced because of money.
It
What's the name
Yeah.
of your business that you want to promote?
she doesn't have it yet. We're gonna get back to that. Thank you. Though we already did that twice. He's not listening. Are you over there listening? Mark?
I do have
Oh,
a
what
name
is it?
though.
You gonna say it? Say it.
Do you want me to share it?
Yeah. I just thought I'd put you on the spot. Sure. Is it racist?
No.
Oh, don't say it was racist. You look like you're gonna hurt my
not.
feelings right now. You know, white people are the most race. I shouldn't. say. Okay, I'm
It's
gonna
gonna
keep
be
it.
healing with Lorraine.
Healing with the Lord. Ooh.
So in the background it says that, but you're still part of the RID show because it's all about real estate investing and development.
And that's how you
Yes,
did it.
there
That's
you
how
go.
you did it. And you can. We could talk because without your 8 years, this is why you and I'm telling you, most people do not. We can't just talk about this stuff. But you've been working on it and growing, and it's through all that shit you had to go through.
Secretly.
Secretly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I lost everybody around me, and like
And that's okay.
no, it was amazing. I recently reconnected with some. Maybe I'll have them on the show. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll talk
and
about it.
it's okay to lose people.
It is.
You know, you
I still love them.
You can
but like you
exactly.
become a different person when you grow
can
through.
overgrow people.
Yeah, you outgrow.
Yeah, you lose some and you grow some and you
Overgrow 'em?
connect-
I'm just kidding. I really
Or
appreciate
that
you.
too.
I really appreciate you. I think people are getting bored. Hey, if you've stayed this long, please subscribe, comment, give Lori, type in Lori, Lori, am I right?
Yes.
If you would like her to reach out to you, if you'd like to see her again, any questions you have for either of us, we love you. Till next time, we'll see you on the next one.
Good job, guys.
Bro. Hey, that's why I don't
That was
finish
my
it.
first podcast.
It was amazing. And you just got retired on the show. Look at her face.
So check it
That's
out.
great.
So what would happen?
Ask Mark. I'm telling
Where-
those people all
See
day.
where it says strong capital?
Yeah.
You can take that out.
We put your name
And that was your first
but we
one
keep
ever.
it as the RID show because it's still real estate
Yeah, no,
investing
that's
development.
fine.
You
Yeah.
can take that off.
That's
It
how
doesn't
we
matter.
start
Bro,
to
you can
grow
take that.
this.
It doesn't matter. Take that off. I
Yeah.
don't care.
What?
You can take the rich show off, but whatever you want, bro. I'm just saying.
No, it just it's
But you could use it
You
for
you should move the camera a little bit more like here to there.
to get the boobs
No, not to get the boobs. It's
because it
just
always
both.
sells.
no,
Oh no, it doesn't. Yeah.
I just kept it on
Can you
there.
move it up?
You guys.
No, I agree.
So what happened?
no. It's
I
all
need-
visual.
I
It's
need-
like if I'm watching a
No,
podcast,
I agree.
Yeah.
it's all visual.
Can
So
you
you
can you move us up?
there's a
So
lot
let me
of
explain. Yeah.
of high
So let me explain.
lower down.
I need to get a green screen to cover
I have
all
one.
of that.
Dude,
we need that.
Get it from Bonnie's.
We
Is
need
there a
that.
way you can like decrease the background?
Yeah. Can you?
Because what was it? I had to raise it because we started doing stand-up comedy.
Fix it
Yeah.
And
next
when
time.
people stand up, then it was crazy.
Yeah.
So once I get this all
Fix. Okay.
We get
but
it,
you
we
can
get it.
decrease the
I get it. It looks
background.
good. I get it, huh?
The decrease the background
She's saying pull this down.
of like his name. Like just decrease
The
it.
strength capitals.
And then just make it more like here and
Yeah.
there.
I get it.
It just makes more engaging.
Yeah.
Because I watch a lot of podcasts and
Yeah.
I like to see here.
For the next one,
Yeah.
Or
for the
maybe
next-
like even like half a body or like the whole body
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
not even have this
It's
thing.
because of this. It's because he's got. I get
yeah,
it.
I
I
need-
need to move it down. I get it.
I get
But
it.
but the reason why we had it up is
We-
because we started doing
no,
stand-up
doesn't matter.
comedy and
Doesn't matter,
karaoke,
it's
and people are
already there.
standing, and I had to make sure I had enough room up there. So
Yeah.
it'll get better
I-
once I
That's
get
just
that.
my suggestion.
Yeah,
That's it.
I'm gonna
Seek
start.
him more because he needs it. Because we need
And
to
then
get better.
and people like actually
We need to
not
get
even-
better.
Always.
You know what you can do better? Just get rid of the table
Did you hear?
and have like a longer stand.
I agree. Okay,
And,
can
and
you
have
help
the-
us?
And have this like. right
Hey,
here.
I have that table at my
And it's
spot.
more- and
Hey,
it's more
that table that
intimate.
comes. Oh, I have the right table. It's lower. She said.
Listen, it's more intimate and just have like a side table. And
Do you wanna
sit
move
at
in,
the
Lori?
table. No, I live like not that far from here.
No, she might.
Looks
Looks
like
like
she-
to the Bass Lake House.
You're,
Let's
hey,
go all in.
you sell
I'm
that
not
house.
investing that.
You
I'm
sell
gonna
that
own
house,
a
and you
bed.
come
No,
up in
you're
with
gonna
us.
own
We
a
create
house.
that nucleus.
Lori,
Huh?
the way I work, I'm not 100%.
Oh yeah, he's all.
So I'm telling you
So I
what.
love photography, by the way. I have a lot of talent.
So you can help. Maybe you can help with us.
Well, I'm helping you right now. Get rid of this thing.
You know,
I love
I don't
it.
care about
Right?
any of
I
this
love
shit.
it.
Have a little side table. You can go look at
I have one.
Opera
No, I
or
have one. I have one.
okay,
A
like
little
a cute little one.
A cute little square one that
Well,
opens up.
We
I'll
have.
show you.
Well, we have
Okay,
this.
fine. You can have one here, right?
We have this.
No.
Okay.
It needs
Yeah,
to be
he's
small.
obviously.
That's
you're
fine.
not-
Maybe
no,
like
you're
a
artistic
small
in your own
little
way.
table, right?
No, that was Steve got it. I just.
Okay.
And then more lighting.
I have a little
right?
square table and it opens. It like pull. It's a cool
But
newer
it's a
one.
small one.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like this
You can
big.
either put it here in the
Look,
middle.
It's like this big.
Perfect.
Okay.
And then
Mark
just
here,
have it
that
there.
table, and the thing. Bring it.
And
next
then a
time.
better chair.
Just keep.
And better chairs. Oh, those two
You have
chairs I
chairs?
gave to Tom. Well, I told you, bro. Those are
Shit,
the
You know what? Those chairs can do.
Yeah, but
That
I had
one
the
down?
perfect chairs. We should Tom.
So you-
Tom.
so
I
you
had the
need-
$500 leather chairs with the
Oh
little things on. 'em.
man.
I told you, Mark. With my hey,
You need to invest in chairs.
they were $1,000
And a
bucks.
table.
I call Tom.
And then you need to lower
Are
this
you cool with
down.
putting here if I get them back?
Yeah.
Or
Listen.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Listen, you need to lower this down a little bit, and then make the lighting softer, like warm
Tell him
tone.
my brain needs the rest, but he will hear.
I know,
I
but-
hear you. No,
I-
you're great. You're great. You're
No,
young.
I'm saying, I'm just
He will
telling you, that's
tell
great
him
lighting.
because I can't remember.
So
right now.
like
My
a
brain
darker warm tone
I'm gonna get some more.
is very attracting to people's eyes on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's what you
doing
said
right
when I
now?
got.
What do you want to
What are
do?
you doing right now after this?
I don't have any phone.
Do you want to
Go to
do
the
you guys
thing?
want to come join me at my parents' house? We can go swimming afterwards.
Yeah, let's
too.
do it. I'm down. I
We're
wanna
doing a
celebrate.
podcast there.
I want to celebrate.
A major.
Hey, look at me.
I'm down for
A major player.
swimming.
Major
I'm down
player.
for swimming.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom and dad live in a really nice house.
Yeah.
Where's it at?
Over in
We're
the
in
gated
Chester.
community. What's it
Oh.
called?
Yep,
Perfect.
by Nadine's.
Oh, that's by my house.
Hey,
Can you
Real
do
Estates.
that?
Do you know where Sierra Estates
Hey.
is?
Yeah, can you send me? Dude, that's down the street from my house.
Yeah.
I live like a minute from there.
Yep.
No, I live on like Maple, like Chestnut.
Yeah. I grew up
Olivia.
right in Chestnut, so we're
Olivia.
right by.
Are we still live on
Yeah.
this? That'd be great
No.
if we
Yeah. Oh.